In table joins, we have four different types of cardinality: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. And just like some of those are easily dealt with and others are more difficult to deal with in table joins, the same is true of these spatial joins. In this example here, we can see that in the counties layer, we have these four different counties that are all in the state of Washington. So how do we take the information from all four of these and put them in one row? Because this is going to be the output associated with this target table and the associated target feature class after we do this spatial join. So we need to manage this, we need to deal with this, and there's two different ways to do that if we have a one-to-many cardinality. So in this case here we have a one, like the state of Washington, and then all of the counties within the state of Washington are the join features. One way is the target feature, Washington. We can make multiple copies of that. So we can make, in this case, 3 different copies of the state, and then each one of those counties maps to a different row in the attribute table and a different feature on the map. Another thing that we can do is we can use some sort of merge rule or join type. So for example, if this had a number associated with it and we didn't need to know each of these 3 numbers, we could just sum that number, add those numbers together and put that into something that can be spatially joined to the target, then that would be another approach we can use. So 2 different examples here, right? One is using multiple copies of join type, and the other one is a merge rule for the join type. So the multiple copies is a one-to-many type. And, but when we use the merge rule, then it becomes a one-to-one join type. So we basically combine all this into one feature and now we have one. We're kind of faking a one-to-one here by breaking the target feature into multiple features, and then we can map each of these things from the join table and the join feature class into the target feature class here. So it's important to keep these things in mind, the join type and the cardinality as we move through this. And sometimes it can be confusing. For example, when we talk about the parcels and the zoning map here, the zoning map is, where we're seeing the change in color here is typically based on the parcels. But in some cases, a parcel could cut across 2 different zoning units. And so if that does occur, then we have the same parcel that's appearing in 2 different zoning units. And that would be an exception to the logical consistency that we're expecting with this. So if something like that does occur, sometimes we get a null in the zoning field, and that would be alerting us that there is an error, that one of our parcels is cutting across a zoning boundary, and that's why we're getting this cardinality issue as we try to spatially join the parcels to the zoning.